Hawkins again, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about what it is that we're doing here in helping people with their finances that is far different than what anybody else has done, at least from what I know about helping people with their finances. What I've found is over the years, I have done hundreds and hundreds of seminars teaching people about how to handle their finances, what it is that they need to do, how to budget their money, how to keep track of their expenses, how to get themselves out of debt. And in the process of starting our company here, what we've discovered is that in going and teaching people how to handle their finances, we haven't had a lot of luck of actually seeing change. The information that we're giving is excellent information, but it's not implementing the change. And doing some research, it was kind of frustrating, but doing some research, we figured out what it is that we're missing and what we need to do to actually make people, help them figure out how their finances are going to work. What we discovered is that everybody has 5 parts of their life. They've got their spiritual life, their personal life, their relationships, their work, and their financial part of their life. And what we've seen is that when somebody is struggling with one of these 4 areas, finances is what comes in and artificially supports the weakness in that area. So if somebody's struggling in relationships, what's going to happen is that they're going to use their dollars to subsidize or make them feel good about something in their life to make sure that their relationship is working, but yet they're spending their dollars to do this. Everybody that I know wants to be there. What that is, that's a place in your life that you're saying, I love my life. I just love what's happening in it. It's a wonderful life. Most people that I know is here. And what that is that's saying, it's a good life. It's not a bad life. I like it. It's working, but it's not what it is that I expected it to be. And we have these 5 different stepping stones to get from here to here. And those 5 stepping stones is our spiritual, personal, relationship, work, and our finances. We have 4 different steps to be able to get up to this. We've got our survival mode, we've got our stability, success, and even significance. Now, those of you who remember your school days, that's just a changing of Maslow's hierarchy of needs of how people operate their lives, is that we always start out in a survival mode. We're always trying to be able to survive. To move from survival to stability, that requires management and changing of habits. We have to change what it is that we're doing on a daily basis so that we can move from survival to stability. To move from stability to success, that's a management of our attitudes. We've got to have an attitude that says, man, I can do this. This is something that works for me. I can change my life just by changing the way I think about things. And then move from here to here, that's simple. That's just a management and change of your priorities. That doesn't require a whole lot of effort at all. It's just simply changing your priorities. What happens is that as we're making this journey across to here, we have things like our work. And you may have your work and you love your work. You're concentrating on your work. You're making your work for you. But in the beginning, you were going in and looking at it and saying, gosh, do these people like me? Am I actually going to be able to stay at this position, stay at this job? But once you get past that point, if you can imagine this being some cut out of a river, once you get past this point, you get this rock up out of the wet. You're stable. You're stabilizing yourself in your work. When you manage your habits properly, you can get yourself to being stable. When you adjust your attitudes and you start saying, man, I can do this. This work is fantastic. I'm excited about it. You move that up to a success level. Now you're successful at what it is that you're doing at work. Priorities changing your priorities to become significant. To me, significance is a permanent reflection of your success in somebody else. So to move up here to a significant level, to get up here, what you're doing is you're training and teaching other people. So at your job, you're now in a place where you're training and teaching others to be the success that you've already become. So up here you think, man, I've hit the pinnacle, man. I am the best that I could ever be. In the process of getting over here to a place where you can say you love your life, you think you built a stepping stone to be able to get to that place, but really what you've done is you've created your own roadblock to getting to where you're saying, I love my life. The reason is because you're not working on the rest of these parts of life so that you can get to the place where this journey is something that's going to be able to be traversed over to a place where you can say, I love my life. So in your financial life, you got to be keeping track of your expenses, you got to be budgeting, you've got to be making sure that you're not spending money on things that are not providing you with any value. In your work life, we talked about that. In your relationships, you got to make sure that you've got great friends. You make sure that you maintain relationship with your family. You need to make sure that if you have a spouse, that you're working on that on a regular basis. In your spiritual life, you got to know what you believe. You got to act on that belief, and you've got to do things to motivate that belief. And in your personal life, that includes your physical and your emotional health. You need to make sure that you're healthy, you're exercising, you're eating properly, but also you're thinking properly. Your brain is working properly. You're not getting yourself into a place of being depressed because you're thinking about the wrong things. What that does is that frees up the pressure off your finances, and now your finances can work independently because your finances don't have to artificially support these weak areas. And what happens? You have the ability to save money, you've got the ability of getting out of debt, and you got the ability of developing and building wealth. That's what we're about. Hope that makes sense. Stay tuned. We're going to come back and get into some more detail on how this process works. Thanks a lot.